Hello, everybody, and how are you all doing today? It is Rusty Champagne here with you once again, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today, we are here with a first look at a game called My Recycling Center. This game came out pretty recently. I think it came out at the beginning of February, and it's available on Steam for about $15 US. I have taken a little bit of a look at this game, and basically, the premise of the game is that you basically it's exactly what it says. You own your own little recycling center. So let's kind of hop on in and let's take a look at it. So we're gonna start up a new game here. And we're going to call it Rusty Champagne. Oh, I can't call it that because I already have one. So we're going to call it Rusty Champagne 2. So there we go. So here we are. And here is our little recycling center. And at the beginning of the game, we have a recycle bin where we can put recyclables. We have an area where we can put timber type products. We have an area where we can put bulk trash. And we have an area where we can put residential waste. I'm going to maybe turn the sound down just a little bit here because that feels like it might be a little bit loud. So we're going to turn that down. And now we will keep going. And so basically in this game, this is your entire area, at least at the beginning of the game. You have this big lot here, and you're going to have vehicles that are going to show up at your gate. And then you open up your gate, and then they are going to come here with various random things in their trunks. And then for you, it is a matter of figuring out what the people have and where these things are supposed to go. So at the beginning of the game, they make it kind of easy. So in this case, this is literally a wooden box. So with it being a wooden box, it would normally go into the timber area. So we're going to take that. Oh, I hit the wrong button. So if in order to drop something into an area, it does have the controls kind of on the right side there. So you can, in order to drop something, you're just going to use your left mouse button. If you want to rotate it, you can rotate it using your wheel, and that will rotate it for you. And then you can just drop it in with the left mouse button. Now, if you're ever unsure of where something goes, you can hit the E key and it will give you a hint. So, for example, if we weren't sure what to do with this trash, we can go here and we can pick it up and we can hit the E key and it will tell us exactly what we need to do with it. So in this case, since we've already made some money from recycling the wooden boxes, we can hit E. And so this will show us that this garbage bag goes into our residential waste container, and we also have to charge the customer $6 because it's residential waste, and anyone who drops off residential waste, they have to pay a $6 fee. So that's how we make a little more money, is by taking people's trash and charging them $6 a bag for doing so. So we're going to take these bags and we're going to throw them in here, and that will take care of those. And then once we're done, then we can go up here to our customer. Some interesting character models in this game. If we have to charge them fees, we will. In this case, we're going to hit X. Since they had garbage bags, they're going to pay their fees of $18, and then we can hit F to check them out. And so once we check them out, then we show that we've gained 7 points of satisfaction, and we gain $113 in cash, which we can then start using towards other things. So now if we go over here, this is basically our shop here. And if we hit F to open up our shop, these are the different things that we can buy. So we got all kinds of different containers that we can buy. We have these skips, which are basically just like garbage containers. There are flat skips. There are large containers. So there's a whole bunch of different things that we can get that will basically make our recycling center even more, even bigger, and give us more options. There's also this management section, and I'll get to that once we take care of this customer here. So we're going to open up this gate, and we're going to get them in, and we're going to see what they have for us to take. Now, since this is the second time playing, there's a tutorial that it would normally take you through the first time, but since I've already played it, it's not showing the tutorial. There's not much to the tutorial, so you're not missing a lot by not having it. It just basically takes you through a couple of extra steps. So now we have this room divider, which to me looks a lot like wood. So we're going to take this, we're going to drop it in there. And if you hear that little ding, which you may or may not be able to hear, then that would tell you that you put it in the right spot. And if you put it in the wrong spot, then it's going to tell you that you put it in the wrong spot. So for example, this couch, I don't think it's wood, but we're going to throw it in here anyway, just as an example. Oh, that is actually wood. Okay, I did not think that was actually going to be wood. And then we have this long case clock. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to deliberately throw this in the wrong spot. So I'm going to take this and throw it in the recyclables. And so you can see if you put something in the wrong container, it literally tells you that you put it in the wrong container and gives you a big thumbs down for doing it. So that just means that you lose a little bit of satisfaction and you lose a little bit of money for doing it. So then we're going to check this customer out. And so you get points for having things assorted quickly. You also get points for whether or not you put the thing in the right container, or whether or not you charged a fee. Now, supposedly that couch was supposed to go into bulk trash, but we threw it into the timber container, and apparently we were fine because it said that it was assorted correctly, even though it theoretically should have gone in bulk trash, and that's not where we threw it. As was the clock. The clock should have gone in bulk trash, and we threw it in recycling because apparently you cannot recycle clocks. So that's something that we've learned today, but we already knew. So now we're going to go over here. We're going to see what this person has for us. And we're going to open up their trunk. And so they've got a suitcase. Now, the suitcase we can probably just throw in bulk trash because I don't think that's going to be recyclable. And lo and behold, it does go in bulk trash. And then they have this chair. And this chair is probably all wood. So we're going to take this. Oh, and I'm going to miss the garbage can. Only Rusty Champagne can miss the can. And you can kind of pound things down by just moving the mouse down, and that'll pound things in here. And there we go. We got the little ding, so we're good there. We can get this person taken care of. And one bulk trash, one timber. So now we're up to $238. Now with the timber container, this does have a little button on the side to engage the compactor. So we can hit the F key, and that will engage the compactor. And you can kind of see on the right side of the screen, it shows you the items that are in the compactor, and it'll kind of show you the items all being smashed. I'm going to kind of walk away from the compactor so it's not quite as loud, because that compactor fills up very, very quickly. So that's one thing that you'll probably notice if you play this game long enough, is that you're going to be constantly dealing with getting the timber compactor emptied out, because it doesn't take much to fill that thing up. So now we have this person here, and we will see what they have in the back of their car for us. So we're going to open them up. So let's see. They've got a plastic bucket. Plastic bucket is probably just going to be bulk trash, because in this game it doesn't seem like you can recycle plastic. And I hit the E key by mistake, but that does say to put it in bulk trash, because the recycle bin is really for like people with recycling bags. Is really what it comes down to. Now this plastic box is stuck, so I don't know. Can we get it out of their car? It kind of disappeared, so I guess we're not getting out of their car. So we got this table. We're going to drop that in there. Heard a little ding. And we've got all these tables, and they're all going to go in here. So yeah, it makes that little like video game ding noise. There we go. And now I don't know if we can actually get to the last thing that they have in their car. I don't think we can, so that seems like it might be stuck. It's just kind of disappeared in there, and there's no way to actually get to it. So I don't know what we can do with this customer. Well, we can give them a checkout, and we will probably lose points because we did not actually take care of their plastic container. Yeah, so since we did not assort their plastic box, we lost a little bit of satisfaction because of that. And unfortunately, there was not much that we could do there because it just fell into the car and we couldn't reach it. Now, in terms of getting out of here, you actually cannot. So this is literally the extent of where you can go. So this is, at least at the beginning of the game, you're pretty much confined to your recycling center. And I don't know if at any point in time you can actually see out into the world, but it does look kind of nice. You just don't get to visit it. So there's that. So we're going to open up this gate. We're going to see what this customer has. And they have something that is popping out of the top of their car. So that is kind of a tall cupboard. And we're going to take that out. This is most likely completely wood. So we're going to drop that right in there. And then we're going to get this loft bed, which I don't know if that's going to be wood. I think this is wood, but we can always hit E. And it is. So we can drop this into timber. And there we go. And then I'm going to just immediately turn that on. So that starts compacting. We will have this lady be on her way. And so now we have $378. Now the other thing I want to take a look at here is if we go back to our door, and you have to hit the F key, there's this management option. So as we continue earning satisfaction, that will allow us to start taking in newer types of materials. So the first thing that we can get would be waste paper. So right now we can only handle residential waste, timber, bulk trash, and recyclables. But the first thing that we can get once we've earned enough satisfaction in the area is we can start taking care of some waste paper as well. So right now we're just going to kind of work and get ourselves up to 300, up to 50 satisfaction if we can. And then if we get to 50 satisfaction, then we will be able to unlock a new kind of material. And that cabinet fell right out without us having to do a darn thing. I love it when it falls right out and we don't have to do anything about it. So, and the materials in here will like self-destruct in some cases. So you will see some things that they will just completely fall apart as you drop them somewhere or if you move over them. So this is a couch. This I think is going to go to bulk trash. So we're going to put this in here. And that goes in there. Now, one thing you're going to watch out for, especially as you're putting things into the timber area, if you don't hear the little ding noise, that means that it has not recognized it as actually being in the timber area. So like if I set this on top of this cabinet, we'll see if it yeah, so you have to make sure just setting it in there doesn't necessarily mean that it recognizes it yet. So you really got to pay attention, especially when that container gets full, to see whether or not the game has recognized that you've actually put the item in the container. So you always want to listen for that ding noise. Now in this case, what do we have here? So this is a medical device. My guess is that there are going to be some, I know for a fact that there are some devices that, and it will say this in the tutorial, and since we do not have the tutorial here, the game will tell you that there are certain items that cannot be recycled because they are considered dangerous. Now, whether or not a medical device is going to fall into that category, I do not know, but we're going to see. So if we drop this down, this is what we have. So yeah. I don't know what kind of medical device that is, but we're going to look. And, oh, we can actually take that. That will go into bulk trash. Okay, I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to be able to take that because I didn't know if it would be considered dangerous. This gentleman has apparently sunk into the concrete, but that's okay. So he is on his way. We now have $588, and we have 19 points of satisfaction. Once again, we're going to engage the compactor. And so now if we look at some of the things that we can upgrade, let's see what we can get in terms of upgrades. So we can get another skip, which would handle electric devices, residual waste, recyclables, and glass. We haven't really run into any kind of space issues here. We could get one that has side slots, which again, not really that big of a thing at this point. We could get some new containers. Well, we can't get those yet because we don't have enough money. We could also, is there anything else that we could get right now? Right now, if we wanted, we could get a push cart just for moving a bunch of stuff at the same time, but that hasn't been an issue also at this point. So I think right now the big thing that we might save up for is going to be, oh, this handles bulk trash and timber. Oh, okay, so that's why we didn't get dinged on that last one. So I might actually save up for another one of these compactors because these things seem like they get filled up pretty quickly. So we might save up for that. So we're going to go here and we're going to open the gate. And we're going to see if we can get ourselves to $1,800. And at the same time, we can get ourselves up to 50 points of satisfaction because that will unlock a couple of things for us. So here's a door leaf. So this should go right in the timber. There we go. And we'll see if we can get this thing full enough so that it might not ding when we drop something in there. Okay, everything so far is still dinging when we drop it in there. This deck chair is going to go into bulk trash, but I think we can throw this in here as well. So, because the fact that it says timber, now in that case it didn't ding, so it doesn't recognize that we put it in here. So we're going to try once again to drop it in here. So we're going to smash this stuff down. Now that time it dinged, and it recognized that we put it in here. So just because this says timber doesn't mean that it only handles timber. And this is now the first time I'm realizing this because this can handle both timber and bulk trash. So I guess theoretically you would have to take your bulk trash, put it into the compactor, and then compact it because I haven't gotten far enough along to know what you have to do when these things start getting full. So I don't really know what happens there. Like, I don't know what we have to do with this residential waste when it gets full, but I'm assuming it's going to be quite some time before you get there. So we will take care of this person and have them on their way, and now we will just wait for the next one to show up. And you will have some people that have a bunch of items in their vehicle. You have some people that only have a few in their vehicle. Right now, I'm just still waiting for someone to show up with something that we actually cannot take here at our recycling facility. And once we do that, then you'll see exactly how we handle that one. But so far, we have not had anyone that has had something that we cannot take. So we're going to once again come here, open the gate. Now there is a gate that you can get. It's like it's a lift gate, so it's like an electronic gate, but it doesn't open by itself. So that was the mistake I made, thinking that it was going to open by itself, and it does not. So this I think we can throw in here. Oh, so no, that actually is not going to go in there. All right, so that one actually has to go into bulk trash for whatever reason. Okay, maybe because it's plastic, and maybe it's because these are things that have to be made out of wood. And because that's plastic, maybe that's why that happened. Okay, so I'm learning a little bit more. Okay, so sort it quickly, but put it in the wrong container, so we did not make as much money as we could there. So we're about halfway now towards our goal of getting to 50 points. That way we can start handling some additional additional items. So in this case, we'd be able to handle some waste paper. So this shows us what we have in our recycling center. So we have, it looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 extra slots. Or did I count that? Yeah, 18 extra slots where we can put additional pieces of equipment. So we start with 4, and then we've got 18 more areas where we can put things. So that's a very, very, very hot purple. Or purple pink, whatever you want to call that color. I'm sure there's an official name for it, and I don't know what it is. So here we go. We actually got someone with a recycle bag, so these can actually go into the recycle area. And every one of those we're going to get some money for. And if we needed a hint, we could always unlock a hint for $10. And you can unlock hints for the same item over and over again if you want. So that's completely up to you, because you're gonna be everything you get. It looks like you make at least $10 for it. So it's up to you. And in this case, we made an extra $20. It looks like because we had some extra satisfaction, and maybe because we got everything in their order right. So we had $743 when we finished unloading everything, and then we got an additional 20 to bring us to 763 as they left. So now we're going to take a moment here, just kind of look around in the cloudy sky. It's so peaceful here in the recycling center. It looks like we got a downtown area there off in the distance, and we got some little housing area over here. I know that in the recent past they put in a couple of patches to this game that added, I believe it added like a second-hand shop, and I think that's something that they just did in a recent patch. So that was not part of the original game, but it is now part of the current version, and I think that cost $4,000 to obtain. So, whoa! Got stuff falling all over the place. Apparently, you did not lock your door. So, deck chair, that's going to go right here into the bulk trash. There we go. Got a bunch of stuff going into bulk trash here. The shelf can go right there into the timber. And this is a park bench. That should go into timber. Because I think as long as it has some kind of wood, then it's okay. This is going to be bulk trash because that is I would call that a chaise lounge. They call it a deck chair, but that's fine. This is going to be a couch. I think just because it's got wood on it, I think I'm fine. There we go. And I'm going to start this up right away, even though we're still working on getting this person unloaded, because that will give us more space. Here's an old carpet. I don't want to know what was rolled in this thing. We're just going to throw that right out. And now we've got a cleaning trolley. That's also going to go into bulk trash. So this person apparently has all the bulk trash. Another cleaning trolley. I don't know what they were cleaning, and I don't know what they're doing with all these cleaning trolleys and carpet. But well, we won't ask any questions. We will just get them taken care of and on their way. So, ma'am, what were you doing with all that stuff? Do we want to know? I don't think we do. Okay, have a nice day. There you go. So now we got $1,138. We're really rolling right along here. And then we also have 37 points of satisfaction. So another 13 points, and we can get ourselves to where we can handle waste paper, and another $662, and we can theoretically get ourselves another compactor if we wanted. And again, we can take a look here, see if there's any other items that we want. So yeah, we got compactors. We've got, oh, and it looks like we need some compactors for like waste paper, recyclables, or residual waste. So we might need that in order to empty out our skips. So maybe that's what we're going to need to do is those get full. So that might be something that we have to take a look at here. Because I still don't know what happens with all the stuff that's in that container. I don't know if we can have someone just come over and take it away, or if we have to put it in a compactor ourselves. All right, so this gentleman has all kinds of garbage bags, so we're going to charge him all kinds of extra money for bringing us his garbage. But it's all going to go right in here, and we'll drop it here. I believe you can also hold down the left shift key, and it'll make you run faster. So yeah, left shift, you do run faster. We're running all the way back, right into the wall, and now all the way back up here. Controls are just WASD, and then the mouse moves the camera. So that's all your standard controls, as you would expect. And so we got that as a recycle bag. So yeah, all the bags in here. So 4 recycles, 4 garbage. So we'll have to make sure that we charge him his fees, because if we don't, he will not be satisfied because we did not take extra money from him. So that will lead to a loss of satisfaction because we did not get the $24 from him that he owes us. So we'll charge him the fees, and then he will be checked out, and he is happy that he gave us an additional $24 when we could have made the mistake, and and just took away his garbage for no money at all. Okay, so now I do want to take a look at those compactors again. So we got one that's bulk trash or timber. So that's the one that we got. This one is a fast wet trash compactor used for residual waste or recyclables, and then this is used for waste paper, recyclables, or residual waste. So we will eventually have to get something that can handle waste paper when we get to the point where we can do things with waste paper. So that will be very soon, because we're now at 45 satisfaction points. So another 5 satisfaction points and we can start handling waste paper, and then we're going to probably need something that we can put the waste paper in. So here's some, oh, here we go. So now we got someone with a recycle bag. That is good. We got another recycle bag, and that is good. And then this gentleman or lady here, they have a gas cylinder. And gas cylinders cannot be handled by the recycle shop. So we can hit E, and they're going to say deny disposal because it cannot be disposed of here because it is a dangerous item. So we're going to drop that right back in their car, say, so sorry, we cannot take that. And that will have to go back with you, and you will have to find out what you're going to do with that yourself. And we do not want to know what you do with it. But all we know is that we cannot handle it. So thank you very much for bringing it, but please take it away. So we're going to take a look again here, see what we need in terms of, so when we get waste paper, we're going to need at least a large container that can handle waste paper, because right now I don't think that we have anything that can handle it. Maybe that container with the large access door can. We're going to take a look at what we have here in our area and see what those items are, and then we can kind of go from there. And once again, this guy drops his lift gate, and the giant cupboard almost falls out. So we'll get that right in there. And then they've also got a table. The nice thing is you don't have to jump into their vehicles to grab the things. Yeah, just picking on it. Like you think, oh man, that guitar is so far away. Oh, you're throwing away a classic guitar? I mean, wow, that's got to be worth something. Now, if we had the secondhand store, we could probably sell that, but we do not. So, and we apparently got a an achievement for that called Last Note, which I'm guessing is because we recycled a guitar. I do not know for sure. So there we go. Now we have 50 satisfaction. So now we can go here, and we can go to the management. So we're going to hit F. We're going to go to management, and now we can unlock waste paper. So here we go. So now we can handle that trash type, and that can apparently also go into here. Now it'll be interesting to see when we get our first round of waste paper if we can throw it into this bulk trash or if we do have to have something that is specific for waste paper. So we're going to find that out here in just a moment, as soon as we have someone that brings us some waste paper to take care of. So we'll wait and see what we get in our first waste paper delivery. This person has some recyclables. So, yeah, this game is basically about sorting out people's items and making sure you put them into the right area and making money and using that money to then get more equipment and then using that to then sort more items. And then I think eventually you can start selling some things once you get like the secondhand shop. So it's all about taking trash and turning it into money. Isn't that the way of the world, basically? Well, you give us money, we'll take your trash. Okay, so we got 4 bags of garbage, and we have super long hands, so your arms, so we can grab all that. We will charge you fees for your garbage. You will pay the fees, and we will send you on your way. Now, the unfortunate part is that when you use it, when you spend that satisfaction, it's gone. So then you have to re-earn the satisfaction to then get the next type of trash. So if we were to look here again, the next thing that we would need in management is going to be scrap metal or household appliances or electric devices or glass. But we need to get 100 satisfaction again because now we're back to 8 in order to get there. So we're going to have to start basically from square one. But now we can handle waste paper, so that's a new thing that we can handle. And once we have it, we'll see what will happen. Pillow, that's going to go straight into bulk trash because we cannot recycle pillows last time I checked. So oh man, this guy's got all the pillows. Apparently something happened with these pillows and that one fell right out, so we're going to drop it right back in. I don't want to know why he's getting rid of all these pillows. I don't want to know what happened to them. Maybe he owns a cat and the cat did bad things to the pillows. It's hard to say. It's really hard to question that, or he just doesn't like the colors and he's changed his color palette. It's anyone's guess. You can make up a backstory as you see fit. What is the backstory for everyone's recycling? There has to be one. That is up to you and your creative muse as to what it is. So now if we look again, we're at the point now where we're pretty close to being able to get another compactor if we wanted. We could get some skips. We could get some containers. These apparently we cannot get until we actually can handle those types of materials. So we can't get a glass waste container until we can actually handle glass. And garden waste we can't get until we can handle garden waste and so on. We can get a custom painted office container if we wanted. We get a large wooden office, which would be really fancy, and then we could get custom painted ones. We could get we've got the default wooden fence. We could get some metal fences. We could get a wheelbarrow if we wanted. This is the gate that we could get. That's a remote controlled entry gate that you can open from a distance. I don't know how close you have to be, but it seemed like you had to be pretty close. And we could get a sign to tell everybody that this is Rusty Champagne 2 Recycling Center. Okay, so this might be good. This is someone in a big truck. We can see exactly what they have here for us. So, and you can always skip a customer. So if you got a customer that you don't want their stuff, you can just hit delete and that will skip the customer. Why you would do that, I don't know, but maybe it's just because maybe your container is full or something like that, and maybe that's why you do it. I have not yet run into a reason as to why you'd want to say, sorry, customer, I don't want your garbage that I will take for basically $10 a piece. But perhaps there's a reason. And with enough playtime, you would probably be able to find it. So let's see what else he has in here. We have another table. Whoa! That just went flying all the way down the way. Now that did not ding, so it does not recognize that as being in there. So we're going to try and move things around. There we go. Now it's in. Now I'm going to have to hit the compactor because that bad boy is full. And it's going to be hard to get other stuff in. So we're going to listen closely. That did ding. Hopefully it's coming through on this in the episode here. Or you'll just have to take one. Now, there we go. That one just barely dinged. I think I talked over it. These couches, again, they've got some wood in there, so this can go in here and try and smash some stuff. And it does. So now we're going to probably have to wait, because I don't know if we're going to be able to get anything else in there. Or if they've got smaller stuff. Let's see if we've got some smaller stuff. Okay, so we can get this wooden box in here, no problem. We'll Ooh, that did not ding, so we will have to wait on that. Can we pick that up again? We can't. See if we can set it in from this side. Whoa! So we flung the couch. So we'll put the couch back in. And that counted last time, so we're okay. Oh, so that's smashing twice. So I guess as long as it finds stuff on top, it will continue smashing until it has nothing left to smash. Here's some more pillows. We'll put it with these other pillows. And hopefully by the time that we get there, everything in the compactor will have compacted. This guy looks like he has a mattress, and I hold this at a very long distance, and we will just drop that there. Oh, please get in there. Please get in there. Please. Oh, that's gonna okay. We're gonna set that around the corner, and then you have another couch. Okay, so there we go. And plenty of room there for that now. So there we go. Thank you for all your stuff. We got $1,931 now. So then once again, the question becomes, what can we do with so we can rotate this, and I guess maybe kind of set it in there sideways? There we go. So the question then still becomes, what do we do with the items that are in these containers? Because they're not emptying out, so if we run in there, nothing really happens, and now we're stuck. I hope we can get out. Oh, we seem to be stuck. We might have to pick something up to get ourselves unstuck. Oh, we managed to get ourselves out of the bulk container. Okay, so let's see what we got from this person here. And they've got some recycling bags. Oh no, that's a garbage bag. That's not a recycling bag. It says garbage bag, even though it's got a recycling thing on there, but it's a garbage bag. So don't always go with what the bag looks like, because it had a recycle symbol on it, but it's actually garbage in this case. And 4 wooden boxes. So I don't think it has a throw option. I think it's just, oh, you can. Oh, there we go. So you can throw it. Oh, so I've been running it over there this entire time, and I've not needed to. So there we go. So we can try some long-distance shots, just like it was Gas Station Simulator. So let's try that. Ha! Will that get in there? How about that, man? that's a lot easier. Just chuck it all in there. Very good. There we go. And oh, I missed out on the fee. So we do still get the satisfaction. We just didn't get the fee because I was too busy throwing garbage into the into the timber compactor. So well, that's my bad. So I might at this point, let's see, I might get one of those compactors then. So let's see what kind of compactor we can get. So this would be waste paper, recyclables, or residual waste. So that's waste or recyclables. So this is going to be the one we want. So we're going to wait until, do we have 2,000 now? We do. Okay, so we have to do that. We'll assign that to a slot afterwards in the management tab. So that's going to go here. And that's going to be, let's see, that's going to go in choose container. And what can we put on here? So we can put a trash type sign. We can have some metal stairs. Oh, there's all kinds of things that we can do here. And we can choose what we want to put in here. So, all right, so we're gonna put waste paper in here. And can we put other things in here? So let's see. Can we also put bulk trash in here? No, we can only choose one. So we're gonna choose waste paper. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Hopefully that we'll see what happens, and I'll see whether or not I can move any of this other stuff into there. So can we move something from there? No, once it's in there, that's in there. So yeah, so this becomes an interesting question as to how that gets emptied out. I don't know if there's something that we can click on and it will empty it out. It does not appear. Oh, I just now realized that if you right click, you can kind of zoom. If we go around to the back, nothing seems to happen. So there is the question of how do we get rid of the things that are in our big containers. And we will eventually probably figure that out. But at this point, we do still not know. And lo and behold, that's a paper bag that's going to probably go maybe in waste paper. And look at that, just in time. And we will give it a chuck. and we're way short. So we did not have nearly enough oomph on that one. Oh, that one got stuck. Let's try this again. All right, let's see how far we can throw that. No, those have like no, those don't fly at all. Okay, those are very, very, they have a very short distance that they can go. So, all right, how about that? No, even then, whoa. Those, I might as well just run these up here. And then we got one more. And so all the paper bags. So apparently it won't actually allow you to actually start taking waste paper until you, hi officer, how you doing today? Until you have the equipment for it. That, or it was just a coincidence that we kind of worked it out. That once as soon as we got the waste paper compactor, someone brought some waste paper. So it may have been one, it may have been the others. Now the question becomes, when you have enough money, can you then make a change to one of your original pieces of equipment? So let's see. If we go to management, so let's see something here. If we go here, and let's go to our bulk trash, and can we, oh, empty container. There we go. How about that? The things you learn by going to the management screen. So now if we go back here, and if we look at our container, it has magically emptied. How about that? There you go. So that answers that question as to how you go about getting rid of things once they are, once your containers are full. Now we know. Okay, this person has the garbage bags, and you can get a bunch of garbage in here, so there's no problem. Hello, sir. We thank you for your service. And we will put that in there, and that one dinged late, so... And that one also dinged late, so maybe that's getting full. Maybe once it can't reach the bottom, then it doesn't take it. Yeah, so we might have to empty that out earlier than we thought. So we're going to charge you your fees because we're not going to miss out on our fees. And we're going to get you checked out, and you are on your way. And then we will go here to residual waste. So I'm going to go into the management, and we're going to hit F. We're going to go to management. We're going to go to residual waste, skip medium, and empty the container. You apparently can also remove and store containers. You can give them large signs. You can give them custom colors. So all kinds of options. So we can do all kinds of things with these. And we'll handle this one last person, and then we will kind of take a look and see what we've got from there. Because we got $185 now because we spent all of our money. Let's see what this person has for us. It looks like they've got 4 paper bags. We're just going to run these in here because they do not fly. We've discovered that we cannot throw them very, very far, so we will just run and put them in there by hand because we can run quite quickly in this game. So there we go. One more. Drop that in. And there we go. And we do not charge anything for these. And we will get you taken care of, so no fees to be charged. I wonder what happens if we hit X. Let's hit X just for fun. Oh man, there we go. We tried to charge them fees, and they weren't actually supposed to pay anything. So lost a little bit of satisfaction for that. So, but we wanted to see what it was all about. So there you go. There's a first look at this cute little game here called My Recycling Center. So yeah, you can kind of build your recycling center up over time. And there are other things that you can buy in the game. So it looks like as you go along, you can get the one thing that I saw that they added on. They have the second-hand shop that you can that you now have the ability to get, where you can take items that people drop off and you can turn around and sell them. So you can sell trash items that can be reused, including office doors and custom colors. Oh no, it includes an office door and custom colors. So you've got that as an option, and you've got all these additional spaces where you can, as you go along, you've got more and more items that you can handle as part of your recycling, business. So there's the beginnings of our little recycling center. This person will just have to wait because we are getting ready to close up shop for the day. So we're going to hit delete and see if that will skip you. So sorry, sir. We are no longer open for the day, but we thank you for stopping by. But that is going to be it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like. If you really... Sir, I was doing my outro. If you really like this video, I'd appreciate it even more if you consider giving the channel a subscribe. But that is all for now. As always, thank you for always being a part of my silliness. I am Rusty Champagne, and we will see you later.